again, I'm a shallow person, and I only care about the romance, and it took forever for them to develop their romance. God, this drama is such a mess. Yeah, save yourself your time. Don't watch this drama. I mean, I feel like I've been such a hater for the past couple of months, but it's just like, I just want to watch something good, so maybe I hope that does it for me. I mean, the ratings I feel like on this are pretty low, but if it's a good trashy drama, you know, I don't mind. I will take anything at this point. Okay, I am back after a very long hiatus. This is probably the most I did not post in a month in a while, because at least I think I've been getting at least 2 posts out per month. And yeah, it's kind of funny because I said that in August I was going to start posting a lot more, and then I just like ended up pushing back everything to September. And the thing is, in terms of long form content, I don't really have a plan of what is going to happen. The only thing that I really have planned in terms of content for now is just as we wrap up the quarter, I'm going to be doing finally like a series of drama ranking videos. And so next month, I'm going to do my top 10 dramas ever. So people have been asking about that for a while. And I will be honest, my best 2025 drama has not made it up into the list. And I do think that this list is something that develops over time, because it's hard to include more recent dramas because I have a little bit less affection, but if I keep coming back to them, I think that's really what stands the test of time of like my top 10 dramas ever. And so after September and October, I'm going to get my top 10 C dramas in, and November, I'm going to do my top BLs, and then in December, obviously, I'm going to do my best and worst of 2025, in addition to all C dramas rated, because I still didn't watch that many C dramas this year, so it's easy to make one video with all of them that I've seen. And then I also, one special video that's also coming out in December is going to be my drama of the year up until 2025, so that's kind of like the build up until before I get into like my 2025 drama. And yeah, that's just a fun one because it's like the history of all my best dramas, because I've not been making my annual drama videos until like last year, and I kind of regret that. I should have started that series earlier, and also it's my most viewed video. So, and lastly, before I actually get started, this is a very long intro than usual, but I am trying to be more harsh with my drama ratings because people always complain that I'm not utilizing the full scale out of 10. So I'm now trying my best, and even though a 6 out of 10 feels really, really harsh, 3 stars is not bad if you think about it in that way. So I'm trying to be a little bit more harsh with my ratings. I usually generally give a drama like 4 stars if I'm like kind of about it, but recently I've been giving them 3 stars if I'm kind of about it, and then so that is helping me utilize the scale a little bit more. So I will say, if you are familiar with my ratings, some of them are going to seem really harsh for this right now, so just gotta listen to my input over the ratings, I guess, sometimes. But yeah, so I'm just trying to utilize the full scale. If I were to go back in time, I'd have to really adjust a lot of those drama ratings and lower them. I also could just be in a hateful mood simply because there's not been a lot of good dramas recently. I honestly think 2025 has not been a great year in terms of dramas. So yeah, that's that. I mean, we still have like 4 months left, so maybe something will come out of nowhere, but right now it's like not looking really promising. The drama of the year and even just my top dramas, I think, are going to be very similar to a lot of other people's top dramas of the year. So with that, we will finally get started. And yeah, this month is a strange month full of dramas that I don't think are really mainstream. And yeah, we'll just get started. Okay, and so first up, I finally started a family drama, which I've been talking about because I wanted to start For Eagle Brothers, but I didn't end up doing that. I didn't think it had really good reviews, so I was just kind of like about it. But I finally started this one. It's called Our Golden Days, and it has Chung Ye-woo, and he's like a good actor. I've seen a couple of his family dramas before, as in I think I've only seen one off the top of my head, which is Golden Rainbow, and I quite enjoyed that when I was younger. So there's that, and then I think this is Chung In-sun, and I've seen some of her works too. She's not bad. I think they have good enough chemistry. And so yeah, and also this is Yoon Hyun-min, and honestly, I feel like he looks like Jay Park in this drama poster so much, and I just keep getting confused, like what in the world is Jay Park doing in a family drama? But it's not Jay Park, it's Yoon Hyun-min. Yeah, so I am currently on 6 out of the 50 episodes, so that is like caught up at the point that I am filming this video, and I currently have this rated a 6.5 out of 10. And remember, again, I'm being more harsh with my ratings. That just kind of means this drama is kind of like there's nothing like super good and nothing super bad about it. I think I'll continue to watch this just because family dramas are just really good casual watches. It's just kind of something I put on the weekend. I'm kind of like, whatever. I'll do my laundry while watching it. It's like not that serious. I just hope it's not gonna get super irritating. So far, honestly, this is really different from previous family dramas I've seen. I mean, family dramas in general are really crazy, but this is the first time that I think someone has tried to get married and gotten rejected. So that's a little bit of a spoiler, but we're only on episode 6, so is this really a spoiler? But yeah, so he's just like the main male character is against marriage, and so he rejects the female lead who has a crush on him, and that's like the whole setup of the show. And yeah, he basically tries to get married, and I was honestly just like, is this man really gonna get married and divorced before he gets with our female lead? But obviously then he just gets rejected at the aisle, and I'm like, that's honestly such a crazy plot to start with. One of the main critiques this drama has is the fact that she has a crush on him, and she's being kind of like aggressive about her feelings. And honestly, I get this criticism from both sides. From a non-critic perspective, I honestly think it's not that weird that she thinks that she like is owed a more reasonable rejection, because if they are friends, that is like, if we establish that they are friends, they are close, he honestly, I feel like as a friend, you owe your friends like a nice rejection. Obviously as a person to person, you don't really owe anyone anything in terms of rejection, because like you don't owe anyone feelings. But I guess if you want to maintain a good relationship with this person who is, I hope, important to you, you just want to be nice, even though you don't owe anyone kindness, I guess, is kind of like the way that I'm thinking about it. But from the other perspective, he doesn't really owe her anything. It's like her feelings. Like, why does he have to be responsible for her feelings? He doesn't owe her anything. So I kind of understand it from both sides. So I'm kind of like neutral about this plot line. I know some people are just like, oh, she's so annoying. Like, who does she think she is to like deserve like a nice rejection? She keeps saying that like she wants the truth, and then he's not being truthful. And I mean, if you're friends, I feel like there's a different kind of criteria, and she could be right that he is not being truthful and acting kind of stupid, because like obviously this is drama, and I assume that his real reason is probably something stupid and that they can overcome together, because obviously they're gonna get together later. But yeah, so far I'm pretty early into this, and I don't really have any feelings about it. That's also why it's at like a 6.5. Like, I don't hate it, I don't love it. We're still so early in to decide whether or not this will be interesting or not. I think the two leads have chemistry, and I'm curious to see how their dynamic will play out, and like how they'll get together, and what their dynamic will be like once they're together. So that is one thing that'll be interesting to me. Right now, this is dramas just like, but if you need a casual watch, I recommend family dramas. I think they're just really good casual watches. Okay, and next up I have Bon Appetit, Your Majesty, and I'm currently on episode 2 of 12, and I have this rated a 5 out of 10. And I've heard that this has been making rounds on Netflix, but honestly, I don't get it. People say it's a lot like Mr. Queen, but I personally thought Mr. Queen was better. I think the setup and just the humor of Mr. Queen, because like Mr. Queen it's a guy going into a woman body, the queen's body specifically, so I feel like that creates a lot of comedic effect, and Mr. Queen was just really funny. This leads to like over the top dramatic humor, and if I'm being honest, I've not been a fan of Yuna in those kind of roles. Like, she's my bias in NS and SD, but I just don't really like these type of roles, and so far her character has been really annoying to me. And as viewers, we all know that the setup is that she is going into the past, but for the first 2 episodes she is denial that she is in the past. Like, for me, I would rather just watch her just adapt to the situation quickly, even if it doesn't really make sense logically, and then we continue the plot, because we already know she's in the past. We don't need another 2 episodes to make her believe that she's in the past. Yeah, since we already know, it's kind of annoying to watch her finally catch up to where we are at, you know, as viewers. And honestly, it's not that interesting at the moment. But yeah, honestly, the problem might not also be Yuna's acting. It might just be the script itself is not something that I'm really into. But yeah, this one's a really short one. I'm only 2 episodes in anyways, so I think this drama will not really stand out for me. I'm not even sure if I'll continue to watch this, because there's quite a couple of C-dramas that I'm trying to catch up on, and this is kind of just filled the gap of like, I need something to watch on air, and that is exactly what this is. And yeah, it's not that enjoyable. Okay, and now on to C-dramas that I'm currently watching on air. The first one is going to be When Destiny Brings the Demon, and I'm currently on episode 3 out of 33, and I currently have this rated at a 6.5 out of 10. And I'm not gonna lie, when I first started this drama on episode 1, I was kind of like, this is so boring. I think shenshas are just not that great for me. I just feel like I don't really appreciate them in general. I always have trouble watching popular shenshas, and I feel like those are the ones that I'm always like, I don't really see why this is so popular. And so after episode 1, I was kind of like, okay, this is kind of boring. And then I was like, okay, I should push through to at least give a better review about it. So now I got to episode 3, and honestly, it's a lot more interesting now. I think I like the setup that she's just this lazy girl that doesn't really have ambition and desires, and he's thinking like, oh, she's trying to kill me, because everyone's trying to kill him. So I think that established dynamic is interesting. So I am actually going to continue watching this, and I think it'll get better. The thing about Chinese dramas though is you have to get so many episodes in to like get to the good part, and that's, yeah, the setup generally is really boring in my opinion. Chinese dramas, I think, have the worst like 1 to 3 episodes most of the time. So that is how I feel about this right now. So I'm kind of curious to see where the rest of the plotline goes. I think right now it's going to be kind of a fun, cute drama. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it right now. Obviously, I haven't seen that much, so I can't say much about it, but yeah, I'm interested. I'm going to continue watching it. Maybe I'll try to catch up to where it is on air. But right now I just kind of like checked it out because I know that this is like one of the most popular airing C-dramas right now. And so yeah. And next up I have Shadow Love, and I'm currently on episode 4 out of 38. And I currently have this rated a 7.5 out of 10. And I'm not going to lie, I was really hesitant to start this because I literally just finished Legend of the Female General, and now we have Changle with a female general again, and it just feels very repetitive. And honestly, I got worried. I was just kind of like, if this is going to be another Legend of the Female General, it's not going to be interesting. But honestly, the overall tone of this drama is so different. Legend of the Female Drama was really going for serious with some cutesy moments, but this one is giving super unserious. Like, honestly, this is what I would say like is a lower quality drama. Like, this is not going to be a masterpiece, but this is an entertaining drama. And this is honestly handling it a little better because there's less plot. It's more, I feel like, character driven, and I just think that makes it so much more interesting. I feel like we see the leads in the same screen, like, interacting a lot more than we saw in Legend of the Female General, and it's just a fun dynamic of him just turning into a child and then him, like, being babied by her. It reminds me of some other like Oh My General, that kind of stuff. That's like the vibes it's giving. Yeah, it's honestly nothing like Legend of the Female General, which I know everyone was talking about. Like, yes, she's a female general, but in Changle in Legend of the Female General, he was actually like a badass dude. In this one, he is just the sidekick, kind of leaning on our strong female lead, which was not the case in Legend of the Female General. And these two are way more fun and like flirty together rather than Legend of the Female General. They were just kind of like bros and like comrades. So yeah, this is actually really entertaining. I think I'll catch up to this first before When Destiny Brings Demon. Overall, I think this will have a little bit more leeway in terms of plot holes. For something like Legend of the Female General, I think it relied heavily on a good plot because it was a serious drama and it was like meant to be a quality work. I think it still is of higher quality than this. This can easily go downhill if it doesn't keep that entertainment level. So we'll see. And next up, I finally started Coroner's Diary. I currently have seen 17 out of 38 episodes and I rated this a 7.5 out of 10. And so basically this is almost like an actually good drama. I feel like I always tell you that like 8 is like my, oh, this is like actually good. And basically, I think it's interesting in terms of the plot. I like a good refreshing plot. Refreshing plots always give bonus points. And so she's a coroner, which is an occupation that we never see, especially in a historical. That made it really interesting. Very female-centric, female-driven. I love our female lead. I think she's killing it. I think her role is interesting. I think as a character, she's interesting. I would say the romance is like not that interesting in my opinion. And I honestly think I just have a problem with Aoi Peng. Personally, he was in Moonlight Mystique, and I didn't really like him in that either. And I'm starting to think that that was like my issue with the drama is just I don't think he's charismatic as a male lead enough. And yeah, their dynamic is a little to me because he's not really swooning like anything for me. The plotline is interesting, but at the same time, I will say I'm really confused why there are just murder mysteries left and right. It feels very episodic, like one of those lawyer dramas where they have like a case by case. And in this one, it's a little bit annoying that there's like a murder mystery like every couple of episodes, and the murderer is so hard to like find. It's like, to me, I'm thinking like, are there this many murderers going around left and right just killing people? And then my also question is just how are all of them so good at covering their tracks that it takes them a couple episodes to find out? So honestly, it's a little bit more frustrating than enjoyable, because also, why are we introducing so many villains and we're not really growing how much our affection for the main leads in general? Like, I do think that the plot is written a little bit better. This drama like had really, really good reviews, and honestly, I don't think I'm gonna appreciate it as much. I can see the quality of it, but yeah, it's not that enjoyable to watch for me. And I guess we'll see. It feels like they're always straying from the main plot line, and it's just like not moving forward. Like there's just all these murder mysteries that they're just trying to solve, and then yeah, it's a shame. I probably end up finishing this. I'm already on episode 17, and maybe by the end half it'll get really interesting. So maybe there's that. But so far, good quality drama, but I think enjoyment might decline over time. Okay, and so on to BLs that I'm currently watching. It's honestly not going well this year for BLs. I was actually looking back to the BLs I've watched this year, and I was like, I honestly did not really enjoy anything. So first up, I'm still watching Secret Lover. I am now on episode 7 of 12, and I have this rated a 4 out of 10. I think I shared this from the beginning. I've never really liked this drama. Honestly, the male lead, Hanto, honestly, is just too pushy in my opinion. From the beginning to the end, I do not really care about his emotions or his love. He just feels really pushy and annoying in my opinion. I guess because it developed so fast, I don't really feel the angst. Like, yeah, you have a crush on this dude, but like, why are we supporting you? And then Junshi, he has no personality in my opinion. He's just this cutesy guy, wasn't really into men, wasn't really into Hanto, and then Hanto made a move on him and he kind of just accepted all of it, and now he's just going with the flow. Yeah, they're really, really boring characters in my opinion, and I know everyone says they have chemistry, but I personally don't think so. I don't know why I'm watching this at this point. Maybe just to say that I've finished it. I think I kind of skimmed through it, and it's like one episode per week, so maybe I'll continue up with it. But this is not enjoyable. Revenge Love, when Revenge Love was airing, was really enjoyable, like for the first couple of episodes until it fell off when they start to break up or whatever. I mean, people were really obsessed about this in the beginning. I don't really know what the reception is to it now. I would skip this. This is not really entertaining whatsoever, but you know, I'm out of dramas to watch these days, so that's why this is here. Finally, I am on the completed dramas. So for Korean dramas, I've only completed one, and that is My Girlfriend is the Man. And I don't remember what I last said about this drama, but God, this drama is such a mess. It was cute at first, but then it went borderline homophobic so many times, and then Chu's character, again, continued to be really, really annoying until the end, and it honestly didn't make any sense with Sana's character. Like, Yoonjae to his girlfriend is like such a green flag. He's sweet, he's doting, he like really, really loves her, and I feel like that's established pretty well, but then he just lets Chu's character, Minju, do kind of whatever, and it's like, if you loved your girlfriend, would you not set boundaries with a girl you don't have a crush on so that your girlfriend is like comfortable and happy? Like, he makes his girlfriend so uncomfortable a lot of the times with the way that he allows Minju to like be close to him. So yeah, that was a really strange bit, and it's honestly annoying to watch. I don't understand the entire message of like why she turns into a man and like what this does. Like, what was the purpose of this drama, and what was the message they want to give? This drama was giving absolutely nothing. This is like one of the worst things I've seen this year. Even Sanha couldn't save it. I think Arin and Sanha actually had pretty good chemistry. They actually had some pretty intense kiss scenes, which I was really shocked about. Yeah, but other than that, there was nothing giving about this. The acting performances, there wasn't anything that deep. Overall, really, really annoying watch. I'm surprised that I finished it. I think I must have clicked the skip button a couple times because this was a hard watch. Yeah, save yourself your time. Don't watch this drama. For C dramas I completed Legend of the Female General, as I mentioned, and I rated this a 7.5 out of 10. And yeah, this fell just short of like an 8, which is like a solid drama, because yeah, towards the end half, it got a little boring, and I wish they incorporated a little bit more moments of Mulan, because it's like loosely based off of Mulan. I'm really glad that he found out that she was a girl really early on, because that gave us more to like work with. And honestly, the beginning half of this drama was just so much more interesting, with them kind of like interacting. He knows her secret, and she's just trying to earn her accolades back, and so that was all interesting and fun. I know people feel really baited with this drama. Like, they expected, because it's like Legend of the Female General, they expected like some legendary action scenes and blah blah blah. Yeah, this was too political heavy for me, and I think people wish that part was better, but I wish it just wasn't there. Again, like, you know, I'm not about this politics stuff unless it's interesting and done well. Like, Love Like the Galaxy, I think, handled politics really, really well. Story of Minglan, these handled politics really, really well and made it interesting in a way that affected the characters and things like that. But with this one, I know she ended up really cutesy, which I personally didn't mind. This was also not what I expected whatsoever, and I am of both opinions of that. One, I wish we could just get like a badass female lead, because we do not have enough of that kind of representation in C-dramas. It's all the feminine girly girl types in C-dramas. But at the same time, I also don't mind that, because what's wrong with being a girly girl? What's wrong with being like a warrior who's like fighting on the field, and that you're just like powerful and strong, but you can also be feminine? So I don't really mind it in that sense, but I do just feel like I wish I had more representation of the first version of just like, she's just badass. She's not like girly girl. She's just like a dude, you know? Like, none of this drama was also super original, which is like fine, I guess. Xiaojue, he's just such a green flag, patient, caring, and yeah, I think he just portrayed the role well, Changlei, you know, because this is completely different from his role in Shadow Love. I will say Shadow Love, with how it's going, because if you're to do something like Legend of the Female General, you have to like make it good. I would not say this drama was like a masterpiece. I mean, it was like good, but it wasn't like, ooh, this is amazing. And with the vibes of this drama, it should have went that way. But yeah, I think This was really close to being an 8, but the politics kind of got me annoyed. And then again, I'm a shallow person, and I only care about the romance, and it took forever for them to develop their romance. And honestly, the romance was really good for what it was, because I was expecting basically nothing, but Xiaojue confessing his feelings is honestly one of the most iconic scenes of this drama, and I just wish there were more iconic scenes. But yes, him confessing his feelings and him talking to her, and like once they get together, the way he treats her, he like, I feel like the adoration, like he admires her and respects her, all of that is portrayed, and that is very refreshing, because I feel like usually we don't see that in our male leads to our female leads. But yeah, he absolutely adores her, and I adore that for them. So yes, this was solid, but was it one of the best things I've seen? No, not really. And yeah, it wasn't the most entertaining thing either, to a certain extent, but you know, it was good. Okay, and next up I have Summit of Our Youth, and I rated this a 7 out of 10. This is really just your average light, fluffy school rom-com C-drama. Nothing was like really terrible about this except the ending. But before we get on to that, I think besides the ending, my only other criticism of this drama is the fact that this is a time travel drama. So both leads are like in their 30s, and then they go back in time. For her, this is all about her regretting having like chased around a boy instead of studying. So now she goes back in time and she's like, oh, I'm gonna study. So they like interact with each other again. So she ends up crushing on him, even though she's like a 30-year-old woman crushing on like a teenage boy. And same for him. He's also going back in time, and neither one of them know that they have like come back to the past. So both of them are crushing on the other. And in this case, it's like a tutoree relationship, but I guess they're not that big age difference, so I guess it's more okay, because they're both in college together, so they can't be like that many years apart, you know. But yeah, it is really weird to me, and I feel like that never gets acknowledged. Like sometimes she calls herself older sister, which then refers to like her age, and she's like obviously like 30 crushing on like a teenage boy. And yes, him, same thing, he is like 30 crushing on a young teenage girl. At least it's what they think before they find out that they're like both from the future. And so that part never gets addressed, and that bothers me the entire time for some reason. I know in certain shows it doesn't bother me as much. In this one it did. So yeah, that was like my main criticism. And then obviously the last couple of episodes, I'm just gonna go ahead and spoil it if you don't know. Yeah, but basically what happens is China has a censorship around like time travel plots. So they basically create it so that they go back into the future, and that was like all a dream of the like past time traveling. And they both wake up into their lives that were like obviously unimproved before the time travel. So like they went back in time and changed their lives for the better, and then they come to the future and it's like back to their miserable lives. And then so the ending is like that both of them realize that they both went to the past together. But yeah, their lives are the same. And honestly, that was just like the worst ending, most random ending. Oh, also on top of the ending of the fact that her ex-boyfriend, aka the guy that she had like chased around before, instead of studying, he just suddenly goes crazy evil in the last couple episodes, which is really random. Didn't make any sense. I wasn't sure if we were supposed to feel bad for him, because he does get a couple of moments where we're supposed to feel bad. But also it just makes no sense logically, because what? It didn't make any sense logically. So overall, it was a light, fluffy drama. I didn't think too seriously about it. The ending was really, really bad. Like, why did someone write this? Kind of bad. But, you know, it is what it is. It was okay. Again, this year has not been filled with, like, great dramas. So am I surprised? No, not really. Yeah, and it was cute and good while it lasted. They had decent chemistry. It was okay to pass my time, I guess. Okay, and lastly, I'm on to completed BLs, and of course there's only one because BLs air like once a week, and so I've been watching Revenge Love for many, many weeks now, and I rated this in the end a 6 out of 10. It was really enjoyable in the beginning, which is such a shame for me. It's just once they started getting into their like breakup era, I was just kind of like sick of it. I think this drama could have been way shorter, and it would have been a lot better if it was way shorter. We could have compressed like the entire second half into like 2 episodes, and I wouldn't have mind. I think they have great chemistry. Their characters are interesting enough. A lot of this drama is illogical, and honestly, to a certain extent, I wish it went even more extreme illogical and just like played with that idea of just being like a satire or something like crazy, but fun, like a really good trashy drama, because that's kind of the vibes of this drama in my opinion. Yeah, so the general jealousy arc, really annoying. That onward, I was like, I lost my attention in this drama. The general plotline was not that great either, and after going on for a certain amount of time, I was just kind of like, I'm over this, and I don't really care anymore. This isn't even entertaining. In the beginning, I was like, oh, this is kind of fun, but then I kind of got annoyed with it. But with that is all the dramas that I have seen in August. There's actually one drama I did drop, and that's My Lovely Journey. I mean, I've always hated the, like, relaxing countryside, taking a break from life to slow things down. I've always hated that plot for some reason, but the entire plot line was a little unfathomable. It wasn't very interesting. I wasn't very emotionally invested. So yeah, I don't even know why I started it. I think this is how desperate I was for dramas. I am kind of curious about Love Take Two. I mentioned this in my Discord. I might try to start that because that's like the only other thing airing that like I see clips of that seem kind of interesting. But yeah, I think I'm going to be watching a lot more Chinese dramas right now because those are the only things that actually seem good these days. So yeah, this was actually a pretty unfavorable month. I mean, I feel like I've been such a hater for the past couple of months, but it's just like I just want to watch something good. So maybe Shadow Love, I hope that does it for me. I mean, the ratings I feel like on this are pretty low, but if it's a good trashy drama, you know, I don't mind. I will take anything at this point, especially because it's not been looking good so far. But yeah, we have another 4 months left, another 3 more updates because I'm not going to do a December update because at that point it's just the end of the year. So yeah, we have 3 more monthly updates before my best and worst 2025 dramas. The list has not been changing. Might be adding some dramas to my worst of 25 list, but other than that, yeah, it's looking pretty stable about my top 2025 K-dramas. And honestly, I think in comparison to previous years, I think there have just been better years in general. I think 2024, looking at what I have right now, might have been a better year. But yeah, we'll have to see. And with that, that is all for today's video, and I will see you in the next one.